Education Minister Dr. Osei Duchum has refuted suggestions that the future of Ghana's education looks gloomy. According to the minister, the government of Ghana has committed more resources to education than any other country in the West African sub-region. However, in a bid to improve government policy, the minister has been engaging civil society at a roundtable in Accra to solicit views on how to improve the sector. My colleague Blessed Soga has more in the following report.
The Ministry of Education says its transformational agenda in the educational sector is on track. However, in a bid to improve service delivery, the sector minister, Dr. Osei Duchum, has been soliciting the views of non-profit organizations and civil society. Key on the agenda is the issue of improving infrastructure and also issues relating to educational reform.
Saw somebody do a write-up and he said education's future in the country for the next 10 years is gloomy. And I said, wow, what kind of planet is this guy living on? I also had to cut him a slack because maybe he doesn't know what we're doing. So I won't blame him too much. But the next 10 years in this country, in terms of education, the future has never been brighter. Never been brighter. The transformation agenda that we have begun is to enable us to create a space where education can play its rightful role as the most important lever for socio-economic transformation. I'll tell you this, I'm not bragging, but I always say that I'm the luckiest education minister in the world. Lucky because I know how to create an education system that can transform economy, that can transform a community. I know.
The participating groups tell me that the engagements were fruitful. They have, however, tabled a number of concerns for government to consider.
I think this meeting has exposed some of them so that at least we can also run with it and then also follow through in terms of how government is going to implement that. And if you look at the flow of the policies, they are responding to some basic issues within the education sector. So we need to also commend the ministry for giving us that logical policies that they want to follow and how they are addressing issues in the urban sector as well as the rural community.
Well, we believe that the facilities for infrastructure for the schools that we have, both in the rural and the urban areas, is something that would really change the game for education development in this country. And I'm very happy to hear that there are a lot of interventions going on that are going to really correct some irregularities that we already know about. It would be so gratifying to know that at our next meeting, as the minister promised, we would have some feedback on some of these developments, and I guess that it can only get better.
One thing that I also gathered from today is that there's a lot more that we have to do as a nation to make sure that persons with disability are included, because all the educational processes and systems, they are really wonderful, and it's only fair that persons with disability should be part of the process. So I think from here we're going to engage the ministry more and see how persons with disability can also be part of the program.
The minister is hopeful that he will be able to transform the sector by the end of his tenure.
So the bottom line for us as a ministry is that we have to create the ecosystem, the environment that will enable our agencies to do well. Whether it's Ghana Education Service and now TVET service at the high school level. Our goal as a ministry is to create that environment so that they can do well.
Blessed Soga for JoyNews, Accra.